All right, here's a problem for us to take a look at. It's a word problem. Let's read it really quickly. Len is a jeweler. He has 489 jade stones. He receives an order for charms with 14 sapphires. So it looks like I have a typo. This should be sapphires. He receives an order for charms with 14 sapphires on each. How many can he make? So we're going to include the remainder on this one. That's important. Include the remainder. All right, so what kind of operation is this? Well, we have 489 stones, so we have a big amount of stuff, 489, and we are splitting that up into pieces. And all of those pieces are the same size. They are 14, 14, and so on. Each one of them is 14. So all those are splitting up. Now, what kind of problem is that? Well, we know that addition is when you take one thing and add it to another thing, one thing, and you add it to another thing. Subtraction is when you have one thing and you take one thing out of it. And multiplication is when you keep adding the same exact thing over and over and over and over again. And division is when you have a big thing and you take pieces that are the same size out over and over and over again. So it's kind of like multiplication is repeated addition and division is repeated subtraction, where you keep the little pieces you have left over. So which one of these does this look most like? It does look like division, because we're having a big thing and we're taking small things out of it. So we're going to divide 489 by 14, and we're going to be careful to make sure that we keep our remainder. So how many times does 14 go into 48? Well, 14 is really close to 15, and 15 goes into 45 3 times. So I can guess that 15, or that 14, will go into 48 about 3 times. So let's check my guess here. 3 times 4 is 12. I carry my 1. 3 times 1 is 3. I add my 1 to it, and I get 42. So yay for me, that worked out pretty well. Now I'm going to subtract. Remember, we always have the same steps. Divide, multiply, subtract, bring down. Divide, multiply, subtract, bring down. We divided and found that 14 went into 48 3 times. Multiplied and found out that 3 times 14 is 42. Now we're going to subtract. 8 minus 2 is 6. 4 minus 4 is 0. We're done with our subtraction. We bring down the 9. 14 goes into 69. How many times? Well, 14 again is pretty close to 15. And 15 goes into 30 twice. And 30 goes into 60 twice. So I might guess that 15 will go into 60 4 times. 2 times 30, which is 4 times. So let's try that. 4 times 4 is 16. Carry the 1. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 1 is 5. And when I do my subtraction, I get 9 minus 6 is 3, 6 minus 5 is 1. I get a remainder of 13. Does that work? Well, as long as this number is smaller than that number, we're good. So my answer is 34. Now, is there anything to bring down? Nothing else to bring down. Kind of stuck with this remainder. So I'm going to put 34, remainder 13. So I will write that as 34, remainder 13.